Guys, so in this video we're going to talk very much about how to get that right shoulder down towards the ground, because this is something that a lot of golfers have real difficulty with understanding exactly how to do it. And I'm going to sort of show you how to do it today. But ultimately, the reason why we want that trail shoulder down towards the ground is because it's a really good sign of two things. One is getting good rotation through the golf ball, and two, it keeps the trail arm bent. Okay, so when I hit the golf ball, or when you guys hit the golf ball, if your sort of trail arm straightens too soon, then that basically means you're going to end up sort of scooping and, you know, adding loft, and that club face is going to really struggle to stay stable. If you can get the feeling of that trail arm staying more bent, then again, that's obviously going to help you control that sort of delivery as you come in towards that hit. So moving very quickly on, how do you sort of do it? Well, what you need to do is you need to understand rotation. Okay, because as I sort of start my downswing, if I allow my sort of chest and my sort of pelvis and my upper leg to move progressively towards that sort of target, then as you'll see from here, because my chest moves towards the target, then my shoulder, my left shoulder goes up and back behind me, and my right shoulder comes sort of down as I come in towards this through swing. If I don't turn and I sort of have more of a habit of pulling down on the club, then you'll sort of notice the way my shoulder doesn't drop and I kind of get stuck this way. So one of the feelings that works really well, and what prompted this video is because it worked really well for a sort of student of mine, is the feeling of sitting down. Okay, so what we sort of spoke about was this like analogy of imagining, or this sort of feeling, that there's like a bar stool right behind your sort of trail butt cheek, right? So behind my right butt cheek there. And what I basically was noticing with the student is he kept sort of firing the right hip forward. And then the problem is when you fire the right hip forward, you kind of can't turn, right? So then you get stuck, and then you have to pull down the club, which gets you quite steep. So what we started to sort of do was try and turn the chest, but we were having this same sort of problem. So we spoke about this feeling of sitting down on the stool. And what started to happen is this meant that a couple of things. One, you can start to see the way the leg starts to move more towards the target. But two, it allowed him to continue to rotate because he wasn't getting stuck on the legs. So having that sort of feeling of sitting down on the bar stool enabled him to keep turning, which enabled his trail shoulder to get lower towards the ground, which in theory will enable him to develop his golf. So the point really is that when it comes to things like your shoulder and trying to get your right shoulder lower to the ground, I'm not really sure whether that's going to come consciously as a byproduct of you dropping the shoulder. I think being aware that your shoulder will be lower to the ground is good in terms of, you know, it's something that should happen. But I think it's more important to understand that if you're struggling trying to sort of drop your shoulder down, it's not going to happen on its own. It's going to happen as a byproduct of you really turning through the golf ball, which is going to happen as a byproduct of you getting that sort of feeling of sitting down on the bar stool. Sit on the bar stool. I'll see you soon.